Welcome to Regal Nigeria Limited, where we give you information about some agricultural crops. Today we shall talk about floriculture or flower farming. Floriculture or flower farming is a branch of horticulture concerned with growing and marketing flowers and ornamental plants, as well as with flower arrangements. The development of new varieties by plant breeding is a major occupation of floriculturists. Floriculture crops include bedding plants, house plants, flowering gardens, pot plants, and cultivated greens. As distinguished from nursery crops, floriculture crops are generally herbaceous. Farming flowers and foliage employs special aspects of floriculture, such as spacing, training, and pruning plants for optimal flower harvest and post-harvest treatment, such as chemical treatment, storage, preservation, and packaging. Types of floriculture crops. Bedding plants. Bedding plant consists of young flowering plants, either annual or perennial, and vegetable plants. They are grown in cell packs, either in flats or trays, in pots or in hanging baskets, usually inside a controlled environment, and sold largely for gardens and landscaping. Chrysanthemums, poinsettias, orchids, and azaleas are the major perennial garden plants. They are transplanted outdoors after all danger of frost has passed and are often maxed together for a visual impact. Some important bedding plants are impedance, marigolds, and petunias. House plant. House plant is any plant adopted for growing indoors. The most common are exotic plants native to warm, frost-free parts of the world that can be grown indoors in colder climates, in portable containers or miniature gardens. Most houseplants are therefore derived from the plants native to the tropics and near tropics. Those that make the best indoors subjects are the species that adjust comfortably to the rather warm, dry conditions that generally prevail in indoor living spaces. Although many plants can be grown successfully indoors, there are certain groups that, because of their attractiveness and relative ease of maintenance, are generally considered the best house plants. This includes the aroids, succulents, ferns, and palms, all of which have long been favorites. Somewhat more demanding are those that are grown primarily for their flowers. Examples are African violets and orchids. Flowering gardens. A flower garden is any garden or part of a garden where plants that flowers are grown and displayed. This normally refers mostly to herbaceous plants rather than flowering woody plants, which dominate in strawberries and woody-land garden. Although both these types may be part of the planting in any area of the garden. Most herbaceous flowering plants, especially annual, grow best in a flower bed with soil that is regularly dug over and supplemented with organic matter and fertilizer. Flower gardens are sometimes tied in function to other kinds of gardens, like nut gardens or herb gardens. Pot plants. Pot plants are those plants that normally produce flowers, primarily produced in pots or similar containers. They are primarily used for interior decoration, whether grown under cover or in field operations. Potted plants refers to plants that are planted and grown in containers rather than in the ground. Potted plants are ideal for similar species or for more delicate flowers that are particularly susceptible to environmental factors and pests. Some containers are even drought tolerant to protect the plant from extremely dry climates. Some potted plants eventually make their way into hanging buckets or garden beds. Most pots come with small holes at the bottom to ensure drainage. Soil in the pots should remain damp but not wet. Slow release fertilizer should also be mixed directly into the soil prior to transferring the seedlings into the container.